In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 NBA matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We open with Memphis and Cleveland, where Memphis is catching +10, and the total sits around 237.5. This is one of those psychological NBA numbers where the books inflate the favorite because Memphis's reputation hasn't caught up to their pace, and volatility. Cleveland can win games, sure, but they don't consistently win by margin unless the pace collapses, and this total is way too high for that. When the number approaches the 240s, underdogs with athletic guards become live because variability shoots up. Memphis thrives in games where chaos turns into scoring runs, and double digits in that environment is massive value. I like Memphis +10 and a lean toward under 237.5 because Cleveland tends to pull slower possessions in the second half of big spread games, naturally grinding the score down late. Oklahoma City and Charlotte is next, with OKC laying a huge -15 and the total at 229.5. Anytime you see a 15-point spread in the NBA, the first instinct should be to question the blowout script. These lines only cash when favorites stay fully engaged for 48 minutes, and OKC rarely does that when they're massive chalk. Charlotte, despite their flaws, tends to shoot freely in these spots and steals backdoor covers because the bench trades buckets late, while the favorite empties the rotation with a near 230 total. Possessions will be flying, and that helps dogs survive. I'm grabbing Charlotte +15 and leaning under 229.5 because OKC's defense usually clamps in the third quarter and slows the game down. Toronto and Indiana brings Toronto at -6.5 with a total of 233. The market is pricing this as if Indiana's inconsistency automatically tilts Toronto's way, but the Pacers as a dog in fast-paced environments are one of the most profitable profiles in the league. Toronto can't reliably create separation without forcing turnovers, and Indiana's half-court sets neutralize that advantage. When spreads hover around 6 or 7 with a total in the 230s, history leans toward tighter finishes because extra possessions create more variance, not less. I like Indiana +7 in the game, leaning under 233 because both teams tend to slow down in clutch minutes, even if the first half rises fast. The Lakers and Bucks matchup gives the Lakers +1, while Milwaukee sits at -1.5 with a total of 232.5. This is a perfect buy low spot on the Lakers because they tend to play their best basketball as small underdogs when the market keeps them within 1 or 2 possessions. Milwaukee can score, but they've struggled all season controlling pace, and that leads to fourth quarter stalls where their offense becomes isolation heavy. That's exactly where the Lakers thrive, forcing mid-range shots and dragging late possessions deep into the clock. With the line essentially a pick'em, I'm taking the Lakers +1 and leaning under 232.5 because both teams' defensive intensity spikes in tight spreads. But finally, Denver and Minnesota gives us Denver at -1.5 and the total at 234.5. These teams produce slow, physical, grind-heavy basketball whenever they collide, and the public always overshoots the total because both rosters are capable of explosions, but the matchup suppresses pace every time. Minnesota as a small dog has been incredibly profitable because of their ability to force Denver into half-court play, which limits the Nuggets' transition creation. When the spread is under 2, games typically become possession wars, and that favors the team catching points. I'll take Minnesota +1 and under 234.5, expecting a playoff-style tempo and extended defensive possessions. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at wspicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to wspicks.com right now. For the recap, we're rolling with Memphis plus 10 and under 237.5, Charlotte plus 15 and under 229.5, Indiana plus 7 and under 233, Lakers plus 1 and under 232.5, and Minnesota plus 1 and under 234.5. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!